Alright. Here we go, week 7, man. What's going on, everybody? You already know the games are pretty much over now. It's your boy Mikey. Can We Keep It Real podcast? You already know. Take this time to thank all the people that make this possible. Big shout out to Mark Wright, holding it down, a presidential award winner. We always got to support the people that support youth sports. Give Mark a call today. Central Hendricken game went on today. I can't say I'm happy the way either side played. I think they both played like ass.
Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io.
Portsmouth game right now, they're up like 20-7, putting the beats on Sandy Gorham and the Barrington Eagles right now. Some great games, as you could see, or you can't see because we got Mark right up on here. Big shout out to Rally Point. You know, we always got to say we keep listening, right? You got to keep listening. You know, big shout out to Rhode Island. But as you can see behind me, we have, like, I got all the screens up here. I was watching the East Providence game. That was pretty lit today. A lot of games, man. The Central Hendy game, I got to say, wasn't too impressed by that game at all. You know, Mount Pleasant, I reset a lot of these games, so I really, I didn't jot a lot of scores down yet. But on this game at this point, it was third quarter, 2 minutes left. Princeton West was up on Mount Pleasant 20-16. The Portsmouth game, which we have right here. The Portsmouth game right now is 21-7. Portsmouth handling Barrington. We all want that, right? Everyone needs Barrington to go down. But tomorrow up at Barry Field, that game is going to be crazy. We're going to have Charlie B-Ball, Coach Dunbar, friends, breakthrough guys, you know, hitting it off, playing against each other up there. Big shout out to Coach B-Ball. You know, I got to say, Coach B-Ball, you was quiet all week. I heard from you every week this season, right after the game. I didn't hear from you this week, bro. Shout out to my guy, Coach B-Ball up there on soccer. Tough week. I get it. We totally get it. You know, but we're going to get on with this. We're just waiting for a couple coaches to get up in here. So just bear with me, play a couple videos, and give me a chance to reset and do what we do, right?
Not promote or promotion any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant only for educational purpose only.
I love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
the boy gonna do you something nasty.
Listen, no one's going to give you more coverage. No one's going to be at more games. No one's going to be more informed. I'm not just some guy sitting in his basement spouting off about who's winning games and who's doing what. We're real. The rebellion is real.
Absolutely be the fakest motherfucker you ever thought you could be and just lie your way all the way through. And if long as you believe your lies, which is most of the industry these days, then you know you can last this long. The other way is to just be real with your friends, your family, and your core fan base. Just 100% authentic, and you keep it real with them, they keep it real with you, and they'll support.
Man, one of the best games all year.
No, it was great. We actually practiced. It's federal. Switchy Frank. Let's go. Come take a ride through my city life.
You know, it's going to be, you're in a home now. It's going to be hard to dig out of that hole.
This is city life. This is city living. Mostly them city children. From my bedroom, see the lights of them city buildings. Ain't gotta act hard. Private's my backyard. I run road out. You can call me a track star. And we a team, homie, all is one. I don't sleep until all is done. I ain't ruckus, so please don't call me Mr. 401. It's Mr. Rags, you can call me. I'm still in that 401. From where we was, look at all this come. For what it's worth, I put my all in the sun. Know that my city love it. Think I give about my city's budget, about my city's public. Know how my city does it.
West Elwood intruders. There's a lot of guys that deserve opportunities, but for some reason the city is fumbling. They're fumbling. They're really fumbling. I mean, we can get into it, Mike. You know the story. I was at one. I was at Juanita Sanchez.
I have to thank, Coach Dino Campopiano, and his staff over at Shea.
If you come out freshman year, man, I told I tell my nephew, like, we're building that foundation 7th, 8th grade, and we're on record in 9th grade. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit. That's right. You on record in 9th grade. Big shout out to everybody that helps us hold it down, that helps us keep this possible. What's up, everybody, man? Had some great games. I watched the Hendricken and Central game earlier. I got to say, man, I wasn't impressed with that game at all. I wasn't impressed with either side of the ball. 1 second. There we go. Very lackluster game. What did it finally ended? Central did really make it exciting at the end, made a big, really tried to come back from it. But I think at one point, I think Bishop Hendricken, their longest play, or, their most positive yard was like 17 yards. So I wasn't like that, when the game finally ended, and one thing that's hurting Central right now, no kicker. They have no kicker, so you kind of know what they're gonna do there. I think that hurts. I don't know. I'm not a coach. What do I know? The final score was 14-12. I don't understand why Central's quarterback, you're going for it at the end. It looks like you're bootlegging. And it looks like you could have had a chance maybe to try to shake that move off, but you passed the ball incomplete, and I know it's easier to say it from here, what we would have done, but what you could have done. But Hendricken wins that one 14-12. Central fails at the end on the 2-point conversion. But that was very, very excited on. You can see, actually, I got all the games up over here in the back. Some great games went on today. Hope and Situate, we knew we were going to have a winner of that game, and I think Situate won that game like 45-0. East Providence Townies, did what they had to do, handle business with the Broncos. So that was good, and that's one of the things that East Providence needed to be able to make it to the playoffs. But they also need Cranston West to handle business with Mount Pleasant. Is Cranston West going to handle business with Mount Pleasant? Well, right now, it's 20-16. That game might even be over. I reset a lot of these games, and I didn't really write down a bunch of scores. Hey, a one-time peace offering. I'm not taking shots, am I? Let me check that message. That was pretty. You know what? What's up? Noah West picks off Central 7-6. Boy, I'll tell you what. Central was driving down in the third. I seen that they on Sportsmanlike on a big 4th down play gives Hendricken for first down, brings Hendricken close enough to score a touchdown. But Central was up 6-0 at that time. But not having a field goal kicker absolutely hurts. How about the West Warwick game? We're waiting for Coach Penn to come on right now or in a few minutes, as soon as he gets them guys all straightened out. All right, I think we could do that. I think we could do that. I don't mind it. It's all fun. I'm not sure if I can get you through on a call, but we could definitely try. Let me see, because you can't do video. But you can also silence your you know what? You could do this and just keep your camera off. I'm gonna send you a link right now and you could keep your camera off. I think this would be great. Give me 1 second to get the link. You know what, people? I think we might have a special guest coming on right now. Hopefully. I think this would be pretty awesome. This would be something that I like to do this. I think y'all might like this. Let me play a quick video and see if I could get this to work. And we might have a special guest coming on next. And this might blow all your socks off. This will blow all your socks off. You don't want to miss this, so stand by. All right, what's up, man? We back. Great Friday night football. Give me a chance to share this, everybody. Because who we have in the box, everybody knows our big Providence Journal friend Eric Rube is coming up next on the show, and I want to give people a chance. Before he goes on to WPRI tonight. He's on live, and this is special. So we're going to bring Eric on in 1 second. Here we go. Now, because he's driving, of course we can't have the camera on, but Eric Rube, welcome. What's going on?
What's going on, Mike? I'm sure this is a call I think a lot of people always have wanted to see, but
definitely, man. Go ahead, platform.
I just wanted to say, I do check in on the show, and you've said some things that have irked me a bit, and I don't want to get into what you said the other day on the show at the end, but it was one of those things that just kind of hit me as a father. And you're grinding, I'm grinding, we're doing our things, and I saw that. There's not a lot of places that talk high school ball. I try to do the best I can, try to put up the most information I can. And I see you're doing the same thing. And I was like, come in. All I want to do right now is talk about the football game I watched, because West Warwick, Moses Brown was quite a ball game. And I know there's a lot of great stuff going on. And I'm like, I wish there was talk radio right now to do it. And I was like, well, I know who's going to be on live tonight. So I was like, let's send the olive branch over and see what the man says. So that's where I'm at right now.
And I'll tell you what, I'll do something better. I'm going to bring on Wes Pennington right now, live. Wes, you're on with Eric Rube, Mikey Ribello. This is our little peace offering, me and Eric. He slid me a little olive branch, and he wanted to talk West Warwick football, so who better to do it with than Wes Pennington?
Hey, what's happening?
All right, how you doing, Coach?
That would be better if we won the game.
I know it, man. I'm sure you heard Eric Rube is also on right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I was actually just driving around West Warwick High School looking for looking for Coach or someone to talk to. So, Coach, when I do get to WPRI, I will be giving you a phone call just to get some quotes because your boys lost today, but they played a heck of a game. It was quite the football game.
Yeah, no, it was a good game. I think we just had too many turnovers. That drive where we had the interception, and we had a drive killer where we had a holding penalty, and that call at the end where Brady's stretching the ball out and they called him out of bounds. That was just a dagger to the heart.
Yeah, I was on the opposite.
Charlie B-Ball said, "Look at that! Everybody loves everybody."
Yeah, Coach, I was very curious, just kind of knowing what Moses Brown had, or at least what I saw. What was your plan of attack as far as defensively? Because I thought your guys, held their ground minus, there was that one big play that they hit, but otherwise your boys were fighting up front.
Yeah, absolutely. The kid's a good running back. They had a good football team. So it was going to be a give and take. We knew that. We just had to make less mistakes than they did, and unfortunately, we made more than they did.
Coach, you had Swanson wide open in the flats at the end of the second, and I think the split to Branch and Chase was a great combination.
Yeah, we decided to go just to split the backfield, go split backs, and then kind of do something a little bit different than what we were doing with the I formation. And that was getting us yards, but at that point you're kind of chasing it, and you need to do a little bit more than just grind it out at that point. Hey, but we got the onside kick, and momentum was in our favor, and it was just a matter of kind of sticking with what we did. We had plenty of time on the clock to go down and score, but that last play where they said he was out of bounds, that was, like I said, that was just a dagger to the heart. Absolutely.
The kid Anderson, he picks off my alley, who was keying on Swanson. Great player. Shout out to Moses Brown and Anderson and Miles Craddock.
Yeah, no, they played a good game. Give them all the credit in the world. It is what it is. You got two teams playing. Somebody's got to lose. Unfortunately, we came up short today. But you know what? It doesn't change. It doesn't change the spectrum in a sense because, we're going to get the 2 seed. We're going to get a home field playoff game. In our conference, the 3 of the 4, still going to be a tough football game to play. And you got to play it anyway. So, we still got a lot of season left.
Absolutely, Eric. Anything else for the coach before we let him go?
No, I'm just, with where you guys are moving, I think with the way kind of the other side of the division's playing, does 1 seed or 2 seed really, does that matter that much? Or are you guys just kind of making sure you want to make sure you get that home playoff game?
Well, that's the thing. We want to make sure we get that home field playoff game, so that, we can hopefully play a little bit better at home than on the road in a playoff game. Be playing good football teams, right from there on. So, you just got to play good football.
All right, Coach. Good luck. We'll talk to you later on during the week. What's up for West Warwick this week?
So we're home for Mount Hope, and after we play those guys, then we're home again for the first round of the playoffs, and we'll go from there. Who knows? Somebody knocks off somebody, we might get another home playoff game before we get into a championship game. But I know the guys are pissed off, and they're gonna have a great week of practice, and we're gonna get after it. The measure of a man isn't what you do when you win; it's what you do when you have a defeat. So we have to shake it off and just get back at it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Coach. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, buddy.
Well, there we have it, Coach Pennington, like we do every week, and a lot of people might be surprised. So, Eric, honestly, it was really all fun, and I know I did take some shots that were probably a little, but it's all fun. If anything, I got to say, man, your coverage has been a whole lot better.
I am very fortunate because I have a boss who is very much listening to the ideas that I have and what I want to do, and he tells me go do them, and if it works, we'll keep doing it, and if not, we'll try something else. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I'm digging ditches. I'm going to watch high school football. I'm getting to watch. It's a fun job. I'm enjoying it. I'm just trying to work as hard as I can at it, and have some fun with what I'm doing. And the kids seem to be reactive to it. And it's fun to see, especially on nights like this, to see a game like that that's just good, solid high school football. And that's kind of what I want to bring to the spotlight and shine. And I was excited I got to see this one. And just an unbelievable game from start to finish.
Absolutely. And it looks like Coventry Oakers beat Costco 35-7. That's a game Coventry needed. Coventry needs these last two wins to advance right now in the playoffs, to grab one of them playoff spots. Like, what do you think about these divisions the way that they are?
Well, and I know you were very vocal against the realignment, and I was at the start, and then I kind of flip-flopped a little, but it's we're seeing what the realignment did, and there's so much competition from top to bottom, and I can't remember a year since I've been at the Journal that we've had this many teams vying for playoff spots. I mean, Classical seemed like they were primed to get be there and get a good seed, and now all of a sudden they're in a little bit of trouble. And every single division, there's just these great playoff races, and it's I don't know. For me, it makes the end of the season a lot of fun.
There is some great parity, and Division 2 and Division 3 is everything that. It's very, very exciting. Division 1, you just can't get no continuity with the one game a week. Everybody makes the playoffs, and Division
but then we
4,
see, I haven't had a chance to talk to my coworker Bill Koch yet, but I mean, I was shocked when I saw his tweets on the Hendricken Central game. I thought that was going to be a game that Hendricken was going to come in and roll, but Central, man, they're playing hard. They play that team tough, and that's a great game and kind of creates some excitement for those D1 playoffs.
Yeah, and I think they actually both of I think Hendricken, into the third quarter, the biggest carry they had was 17 yards. That was definitely a tight game. Central needs to get a kicker. They can't go much longer with no field goal kicker.
Well, we saw that a little bit last year. They were struggling to find some consistency in that kicking game. And, they do have the ability to run the ball. But, I mean, Hendricken's got a great, a pretty great kicker. And he got it done last week. And that was the difference in that game as well. And kickers get overlooked, and they shouldn't, because you got a good one. It's nice to know you have that guaranteed point on the board every time.
Absolutely. Hope and Scituate had a game. Scituate gets their first win this season. I think it was like 45-0. Everyone knows Hope is struggling big time. What do you think Situate's going in Division 4?
Situate's this year's kind of a down year. The running back they have, Paul Zokos, is a really, really talented player, and I've kind of I call him a dump truck of a running back. He just runs really hard, runs downhill, and he's a very physical runner. And I saw them play North Providence, and they took a tough loss there, but they were in a lot of games. Their biggest problem, as you know, is numbers. They just don't have bodies. And hopefully this season, even though some of these losses, they've lost to the better teams big, but a lot of these close games, hopefully it creates some interest and some kids will go out for the sport, because that's really what they need right now. It seems Coach Scarduzio is doing a pretty good job there.
Absolutely. There's so much great high school football, and I know nobody thought that Eric Rube would be on my platform, and he sent me the message, and I said, why not? Because, I don't dislike him. I think it was all, and I told a lot of people, it's all for, it's entertainment at the end of the day. If I seen Eric on the side of the road and he needed, something was wrong, I would definitely, so it's just, I don't ever want you to think it was anything personal.
Yeah, no, I'll be the first to admit I can get childish sometimes. And it is something I work on daily, and my wife reminds me daily. But like I said, I watched your show the other day. I enjoy hearing the content. Some of the interviews have been good, and I'll give you the more your production. I don't know how to do the stuff you're doing, and I'm impressed by it that you actually put the work in to get it, because that's how you do something in this. And you find something, you create it, you do it yourself, and you just keep grinding. And if I wish I could do production and have something like that, but I'll figure it out eventually, I think. Maybe.
You learn by doing, and it takes a lot of time. It was either do the podcast full time or give it up and, have a career. But you learn by doing. I think I just seen Middletown 14-0 and Tolman 33-0.
Tolman, they were against Tollgate tonight, I believe. So that's going to keep them in. Middletown 14-0. That's an interesting score, because they had they were playing Lincoln, and Middletown's been a weird team for me, and the Islander fans have let me know it, because I seem to pick against them every single week, and then they win. They play this hurry up pass offense that no one else in Division III really does. Division III is a lot of ground and pound, and I think them being different creates a lot of issues for teams, and it's not exactly a matchup that people are going to want to have come the playoffs.
And I know Portsmouth just won big as well over Barrington, and this is Coventry needs to beat Tolman next week now to get to the playoffs. Barrington Westerly really needed Portsmouth to win tonight.
I think Coventry is going to be in a better position now because they beat Classical, so they'll have the tiebreaker on them. And if I'm driving, so I don't have the schedules in front of me, but Classical's got Charahoe, and that's going to be a tough game. The Superchargers have played great this year. But Coventry getting a win there, I think that kind of puts them in the driver's seat to make the postseason. I could be mistaken again. I'm just going.
Yeah, no, you are right. And so can they have Tolman next week? So, now they win this game. It looks like the worst Coventry could do is 4-3 or 3-4. So
yeah, it's a game. And having seen Tolman, they've got some talent, especially on the defensive side. And I know Jason DeLawrence. He's friends with Chris McCall over Classical, so he's gonna, if he's going to be going out. They're going to be trying to win that football game, and I'm going to have to check check the standings and check all the tiebreakers and see because if Tolman has a shot to get in the playoffs and sneak in, that's a team again. I don't know if teams are going to want to play them in the postseason. It's big physical football wins. You know that it's in the playoffs. That's how you win games.
Absolutely. And the last one, Socket and Westerly tomorrow. Coach B-Ball, Coach Dunbar. What do you think happens with that game?
What I would really like to have happen is for them to push the start back to about 2:30 because my kid's got a soccer game at 12:45, so I'm going to be there for the second half only. But that's going to be a fun football game. Just two physical teams really going at it. I think Woonsocket might be a little bit better up front, but I think Westerly has better playmakers, and they've got some kids with a lot of talent, and they're playing really good football. And the win over Central didn't matter in the standings, but I think it mattered in the locker room, and that's kind of the springboard that they're using right now. And I know Coach Dunbar doesn't want me to talk about how good Westerly is or what they could do, but it's getting kind of hard not to, and it's going to be even harder if they win this game tomorrow.
Absolutely, and then Westerly coming back, SK for their final game of the year, and if I know Coach Najee Barrows, that place is going to be exciting. You have to get. Everybody has to visit a Westerly game. Best home advantage in the state.
And me growing up in East Providence, living in Northern Rhode Island, I didn't make many trips down to Westerly, but having gone there a couple times for football, it really is a cool environment. And I think, and again, you're a Westerly guy, you would know better than me. I think they're at Stonington this year and then home for Stonington next year for Thanksgiving.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I've already got that circled on the calendar next year for Thanksgiving to check out. I want to see what that rivalry is all about and just to see it. Because Westerly is, if you're ranking the football towns in the state, for me, Westerly's number one. And I'll tell you what, Burrillville's probably right behind him at number two. Two great towns. And it's always fun when I get to go see both of those programs. So
Coach Ferraro, a Westerly guy. But Eric, thank you. I really feel we're going to talk more soon coming up.
Hey,
but I just figured.
Let me get my plug in now. I'm doing. I just pulled into WPRI. They're going to be doing the on Fox Providence. I'm going to be on at 10:50 talking about tonight's games, and then the Blitz on WPRI 12. I'll be on. They start the show at 11:15. I'll be on about 11:20. If you don't have Verizon, or if you do have Verizon, you're not going to be able to watch it, which is horrendous. But if it'll be up online, I'll be posting it. But yeah, it's who knows, Mike. Strange things can happen. Maybe this becomes a Friday thing, and we can, get some more ears because I think these kids deserve to be talked about. And on Friday night, everyone's leaving from a game. They might as well just plug in the phone and put it on the Bluetooth in the car and listen for the ride home. So
absolutely. All right, we'll talk soon. Thank you. Good luck, and talk to you later.
All right, Mike. Thanks.
Well, nobody really expected that, and as we get older, I guess we got to be more mature and handle things, be mature men. My wife tells me the other day that, you're almost 50 years old, and I know it's entertainment, but people are going to take you serious one day, and you might be caught in a situation, and I know how you react. So I guess after a while, we have to bury the situations we have. So it is all entertainment, and too many people take some shit way too seriously. But how was that? Who ever thought Eric Rube was going to be on the show absolutely, definitely the best Turkey Day rival in the state. It definitely is, and that game goes all the way back to 1911. There was a time where Westerly Stonington 111 to nothing. Stand by 1 second. I'm gonna reset. It was a surprise to me too to have Eric on the show, but give me one second.
Get ready, it's coming. You hunting or you running? Get ready, get ready. It's coming. It's coming.
All right, here we go. Yeah, so whoever thought we have Eric Rube on, but Bishop Hendricken 14-12. What do you guys think about Eric Rube being on the show tonight? You know, he sent me a message, you know, and he was right, you know, like nobody wants to go through all that back and forth, you know. It was fun, it was entertaining. But yep, so there was a surprise for everybody. Who knows? Maybe we'll get a little plug on WPRI. Not sure. Don't count on it, but who knows? Fans Only Sports, you know, it was nice that I was able to watch all these games on Fans Only Sports tonight. East Providence had the Broncos game, the Mount Pleasant game. It looks like it's over. Cranston West wins that one 20-16. You know, so this is working, you know. East Providence needed this to happen. East Providence beats the Broncos tonight. And now Cranston West beats Mount Pleasant 20-16. So things are working in their favor. Oh, I get it, man. But you know what? I don't know, bro. That's like some people are really, really in their feelings right now, man. Damn. You know, I get it. So people are like, what? You really had Rube on your show? Yeah, I don't like, hey, it is what it is. It is what it is, but I gotta get some of these games written down. I gotta try to get right. That's right. Yeah, we watched that Central game earlier. You know, that on Sportsman really cost Thank you. Appreciate it, Coach. Appreciate it. You know, that on Sportsman was really crazy. Wow, that's crazy when you're watching on YouTube. I might have to change that camera angle. I don't like that. Everyone's like, you really had Rube on? I said, yep, I really had Eric Rube on. People are like, what the hell? And I'm thinking like, dude, sometimes it's entertainment and sometimes people take it to a different level, man. And I don't need anyone thinking I'm out there trying to hurt anybody or screw that, man. This is football. We just try to make it entertaining. Keep it interesting. But I figured, with Coach Pennington getting ready for him coming on, Rube hits me up. And the way he put it is that, like, we're both family guys. We want to do the same thing. We don't want no problems. We both have family. Like, he has kids. I have grandkids. Like, people can I don't care. And actually, you know, I think when it comes down to it, I think some people kind of soup me up to do certain things at certain times. You know, but we're going to bring Emerson Kilgore on. We're going to see what he has to say about this. Emerson.
What's going on?
How you doing?
Doing well. Just finishing up with the Pontiac Mount Hope game.
Oh, you know, let's talk about that before I break some news to you.
Oh boy. So Pontiac won the game decisively 35-6. Mount Hope's definitely a younger team. They had little spurts of movement there, but this experience and just gameplay just kind of overpowered them. But they didn't give up. But Pontiac with the win there, 35-6.
And Pontiac needed this game. Mount Hope was probably the last team standing in Pontiac's way for a playoff spot. So this was very good for Pontiac. You know, excellent. Yes. You know, and Coventry picked up their victory today too, 35-7. Now Coventry has to beat Tolman next week. You know, and Coventry has a good shot to be in the playoffs. It's all starting to shape up, Emerson.
It is, and you know, cream is rising to the top. So definitely good to see here. But yeah, I mean, teams are battling, so that's a good thing to see here.
Absolutely. You know, I get a message earlier from you know, someone that said, you know, Mike, you know, you have kids, you're a father, I'm a father, we're both working guys. We both want to kind of get to the same common goals. Why don't we surprise everybody and you bring me on your show? And I was like, you know what? So I brought Eric Rube on the podcast.
Oh, wow. Is hell freezing over here?
He came on and I'm thinking about it. And I said, you know what? At the end of the day, it's entertainment. And I don't want people to start getting a wrong message. You know, when I told him it made you a better reporter, you did better. You know what I mean? If that helped you, then it is what it is. And I don't want people to think that I want to harm on anybody. This is just entertainment and it's all fun. And we talk some football.
Yeah.
You know, on his way to WPRI, you know. You know, what do you think about that?
Hey, listen, man, you know, I'm all for mending bridges here. I mean, you know, if that's going to be something that can work. But hey, you know what? I mean, you know, maybe he's come to his senses a little bit. You know, maybe he's you know, kind of seeing, okay, you know, can't beat him, join him. You know, work with him. You know.
He said he listens in. He said he's driving, and he said, you know what? I know who's on right now that wants to talk football or that is talking football. You know, and like I said, us football guys, Saturday morning, Friday night, we are jonesing for high school football conversation. We're jonesing for it. Like, we're like, especially after a good Friday night game, you leave that game, you wake up in the morning. Some nights I can't sleep. I'm like, that was such a good game.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But I'm an addict. You know, I watch a lot of football film. Tolman won today too. I think they shut out. I think that was 33-0. Middletown beat North Smithfield. I mean, whoever they Charahoe, I think they played, right? Middletown. I have to look at the schedule. I got it all screwed up.
Wow, Middletown beat Charahoe, really?
I believe so, yeah. I have to look back at the schedule. I believe I seen that on
that's impressive.
My Twitter feed. Yep, I'm gonna go back and check that out right now. Brandon McGear is reporting. Let me give him his credit, you know, because we don't want to. 2 Division III scores to pass along. Middletown 14-0 over Lincoln. And Tolman, 33-0 over Tollgate. You know, some people have been saying that Lincoln really is not the team that, like, they are a good team, but are they struggling towards the end of the season?
Well, Mike, you're kind of going in and out here a little bit.
Oh, okay. Shea rolls to a
there you are.
47-20. Shea beats Cranston East 47-20 as well. Middletown beats Lincoln 14-0. Tolman over Tollgate. This is not good for Lincoln right now, being so close with Charahoe. And this is not good for Lincoln.
Well, I'm actually a little surprised. Lincoln's lost 2 straight here. They lost to Charahoe last week, and now they lost again. I've had an opportunity to officiate both the teams, and Lincoln's a very good football team, and I'm a little surprised at that. But again, as we always say, any given game day. But I know they had a tough battle with Charahoe, and now they've lost again here. But again, like I just said, any given Sunday, guys got to come and compete. So, I give credit to, Middletown. I mean, they beat a really good football team. So, again, so keep moving on to next week.
And Classical losing, I should have played the lottery today.
Who did Classical lose to?
Coventry, 35-7.
Wow.
And everyone said, oh, Classical wins one game. All of a sudden, they're turning around. Oh, yeah, they're turning that corner. It must have been like a curve. It wasn't really a corner. It was a curve. It's a long corner.
You got to give it to Coach Goodhart because, again, Classical, again, is another good football team. And it's not like they're weak, and for Coventry to beat a team like that says a lot about what Coach Hart's doing down there. So doing some really good things. So just again, it's got to keep at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'll tell you what, that Central Bishop Hendricken game. I'm trying to get Coach Washington to come on. I said, yo, come on. I want to talk to you, man. We got to talk. But I wasn't impressed on either side of the ball. Central gives up big unsportsmanlike 4th down, giving Bishop Hendricken, a first down, close enough for them to score. The biggest play I think Hendricken had was maybe a 17-yard play. And Central needs a kicker. They cannot go on much longer with no field goal kicker when it's 2-point conversion. You need these 2-point conversions to win the game because you can't go for a field goal. So now you're settling for 2.
Right.
And you can't get the 2.
Right.
You need that field goal kicker, and but yeah, and then at the end of the game, I gotta say, Central made it exciting. They was able to score the touchdown to bring them close to 2 by the end of there was seconds left. They fail on a 2-point conversion. Hendricken wins 14-12, but a nice pass. They was able to get out of bounds. The Central player rolls out. It looks like he's going, he's going to try to run. I said, you could do it. And I think he got a little gun shy when he seen the Hendricken guys coming at him. But I think he would have made it if he gave it an attempt. Never doubt yourself, young man.
That's it.
Go for that shit. But he threw the ball, incomplete pass. But that was a good game. Central and Hendricken seems to be playing well. The Central LaSalle game, that was a good game. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see as the playoffs come down. Like I said, Division I, there's no continuity.
Now I'm interested to see how this goes in the playoffs because right now, I mean, assuming that everything is way it is now, I believe. So Hendricken would be first. LaSalle would be second, North Kingston would be third, and then Central would be fourth, correct?
Well, North Kingstown and Central still have to play each other, so the winner of that will be third and fourth. But it's all going to be about seeding in Division I, and that's why I don't think anybody who is really excited about Division I right now, like really, who says, oh, yeah, Division, you can't get every you got one game a week. It takes half a season.
Right.
To get
Right.
any kind of, West Warwick lost today to Moses Brown.
Oh, wow.
Good
No
game.
kidding.
Yep, I believe that was, if I'm not mistaken, 22-14. We had Coach Pennington on earlier with Eric Rube also. Yeah, a lot of people can't get over that. Some people, I can't believe you had him on. And I'm like, at the end of the day, we got to make better men, and
I agree with that. And honestly, I actually give him a lot of credit for actually taking next step, because honestly, most guys wouldn't do that. You guys have been, honestly, you guys have been kind of battling over the past couple of years, and for him to take that step, that actually says something about him. So you know what, that's good. You know what, I definitely respect that. I definitely respect that.
And I know he was nervous, thinking, like, oh man, this could be, but he took the shot, and I got to say, I kept it 100. I kept it football.
Right.
He said his piece, and then, I pretty much told him that it was never nothing personal, and I'm glad it made him a better reporter. I like, he's my son. At the end of the day, he'll always be my son. He'll always be my son, and I think he respects that now. So, he had the credit. He had the balls to get up here with me, and I give him, you know what? He had the balls to do that, in his position. So,
I agree, and you know what? Much respect for him for doing that, because again, that just doesn't happen. That seriously just does not happen nowadays. So,
absolutely. And what are we trying to do, Coach? We're trying to make this thing of ours better. We're trying to make 401 football better. So however we could do this collectively, you got Fans Only Sports doing the games. There's no reason for us to all hate each other. You got, and I tell people, go watch Fans Only Sports, go watch Fans Only Sports Network. Go watch, Westerly Live, even though I despise that guy. Go watch Westerly Live. You can pick up the Westerly Bulldogs game. You know what I mean? If you really, go subscribe if you want, but we need to make Rhode Island sports better. And I think everybody's doing their own part. Everyone's definitely doing their own part here. So
yeah, Mike. There you are.
You're back. There you are. I said it's all about making the game better for Rhode Island, and everybody is doing their own part here. But Cranston West gets the job done for East Providence. I think East Providence said, Cranston West, man, I need you to put it to Mount Pleasant. And they responded. Cranston West beats Mount Pleasant today. I had the score up here. I don't think I wrote it down. But they won. That's all you need to know. Emerson, man, there's some great football going on. That's all you need to know.
There is. I'm loving it, man. I truly am.
SK gets blown out by LaSalle, but
this is why we do this.
Absolutely. SK loses a big one to LaSalle tonight, but we expect that. East Providence plays Hendricken this week. Why? I don't know with East Providence what they should do this week. You got to play Hendricken. You still got a chance at the playoffs, depending if Cumberland can show up next week and beat Mount Pleasant. You still need Cumberland to beat Mount Pleasant. Mount Pleasant is not going to go down easy. They're not going to go down to Cumberland too easy. They're going to give them a fight. Last game of the season, so how was Pontigansa? How did they look over there? Give us the 4-1-1.
I mean, they just came out on fire. I mean, they came out and, scored in their first possession and just really, they really, they're scrappy. They're one of them teams that, they're not a real flashy team. They're going to pound the ball. They threw it a little bit, but, they have a decent running back. I think it was number 3, I believe. He was definitely getting after it there, and broken tackles and missed opportunities for Mount Hope, but Pond against to capitalize. They're that type of team that you can't make a lot of mistakes. It's kind of like with what we were just talking about before with Hendrick and Central. You can't give teams like Pond against it, Hendrick and LaSalle, opportunities to score, or opportunities, if you fumble or something like that, they're gonna make you pay for that. You got to play smart heads up football when you're dealing with these guys, and when you don't, they will make you pay for it. So, that's kind of how that's how Pond against it is. And again, no disrespect to Mount Hope. They're a very young team, and I know the majority of their coaching staff, and they're all great guys, and they definitely know football, but they're young. And when you're young, you're gonna make mistakes like that. But at the end of the day, it's a learning process for Mount Hope, and a good opportunity to get a W for Pond against it.
Definitely, man. This is so exciting, and the discipline. A lot of these teams definitely need to check their discipline. They need to straighten that out. I seen a little clip by Deion Sanders. It's like 30 seconds.
They didn't sugarcoat us. They just said what it was. In this new generations, we can't truly be like our coaches was because y'all can't handle it. Because y'all a little softer. Y'all was raised a little different. Y'all was coddled a little more. In this day and age, you can't say certain things to certain people, to certain ethnicities, to certain social climates. You can't say certain things, or you'll be scolded, or you'll be blackballed, or you'll be pretty much written off. Because once upon a time, a coach would look you.
Yup, he'll look you in the eye and be like, "You ain't shit." But
so I gotta say, Coach Deion is 100% correct what he's saying. And again, there's no disrespect to these kids, but this is a different generation. There are some things you just can't say and do anymore, which honestly, it does hurt these kids because it's not reality. He is correct. These kids have been coddled. There's certain things you can't say to them to get all sensitive. While, with my generation and generations before me, they coaches said what they needed to say to get done what they needed to get done. So it is unfortunate. It is what it is, but that's unfortunately how things are right now. And, it's unfortunate that's the way it is, but that is the way it is. So
that's the way.
No, he's 100% right.
The way it's gonna be.
That's it.
Absolutely, man. So LaSalle SK, we know LaSalle won today. I'm not sure about the NK Cumberland game. I'm sure Cumberland, they're down 2 games. They lost 2 in a row. If they can't get by NK, that'll be 3 in a row. I know their quarterback took a beating against St. Ray's. They were just putting the wood to that. People were like feeling bad for that guy, like sending in a SOS.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of that, I'm driving up 95 today. I look out the side. I see a guy jump out the helicopter, right? Swear on everything. So right away, I'm thinking Scarface, right? When they threw the guy out, I was like,
Scarface.
right away, I'm thinking Scarface. Right, all of a sudden, another guy jumps out. Swear to God, another guy jumps out the helicopter. Turns out they were parachuting, like 6,
right?
Total, like six guys. But when I seen that first guy jump out, I really did think Scarface. I was like, uh-oh. Uh-oh. Yui, get the Yale. Right away, I was thinking Scarface, I never seen a
That's
guy
hilarious.
just, I'm driving down the highway, all of a sudden you look, you see a helicopter. Dude jumps out. I was like, whoa. Trying to hurry to get my camera out my damn pocket as I'm swerving over the damn interstate to get a damn picture. Almost kill myself. Situate picks up their first win today. I think it was like 45-0. I think some people are mad at me because I brought Eric Rube onto the show, which is a shame. NK
what
is
is
up
it?
28-7.
So what exactly are they mad about? They can get over it, to be honest with you.
Yep. NK is up 28-7. Shout out to Coach Ed, I believe they got their game tomorrow, North Smithfield, Mount St. Charles. I believe a lot of games tomorrow. I don't know what they're mad about. You know,
Let
when
them be mad.
soccer, yeah, it's all good. You know, it's a small world. I'll tell you
let 'em
what,
be
rest
mad.
in peace to the Cincinnati coach. I think he started the Black Trojans. Pause. I'll say pause.
Yes.
He started the Black Trojans, Cincinnati coach. He was gunned down in an unfortunate, you know, I don't know the circumstances, but it's sad anytime anyone connected with football. So I just want to, you know, my condolences to that Cincinnati coach out there. Are you familiar with that?
Honestly, I've heard something about it. I mean, I didn't know too much. I know, unfortunately, our coach was murdered out there, and I really didn't hear too much more about it. But yes, you know, my condolences to his family and his loved ones there. But it's unfortunate if it was involved with football. Like, you know, and just a side note, like that's one of the bigger problems. That's why a lot of folks aren't really doing football. That's why a lot of officials aren't officiating right now, because a lot of this nonsense is going on right now in the world of football. You know, no one, we all have to have tough skin to do this job as officials, and honestly, even as a coach. But at the end of the day, like there shouldn't be a fear of life. You know, you shouldn't be fearful of possibly losing your life because you make a bad call, or your kids aren't being put in, or something like that, or you win a game and you're the away team and you win a game, and folks are upset and those other nonsense. Like it really is starting to get out of hand here. Like adults got to be adults here, and that's not what's happening right now.
Absolutely. Emerson, how can we get more kids? If you got a few minutes, Mike Washington's going to be coming on next, if you could stick around. But if you could just explain to the people, how can we seriously get more of these seniors in high school, juniors, seniors that are interested in staying close to the game to become officials? And give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Okay, Emerson, you know what? I sent out a SOS, Emerson, right, for Mike Washington. We finally tracked him down. Mikey, are you with us? Coach Washington in the building. Give it up for the big dog. Where is he? He's coming. He's somewhere. We'll give him a minute, Emerson. A lot of screens over here. He tuned out. Well, while we wait for him, we're going to bring on Coach Goodhart right now off that big win. Salute to you. Bless you, bringing down the mighty Classical. What was it, 35-7?
Yes.
How you doing, Coach? Welcome.
Hey, doing all right. Played a decent game, stuck to the game plan, and we had some good things happen tonight. And it was a good victory after some hard weeks, and this is the first week where we've actually been healthy. We had all of our starters, and it was crazy how that worked.
Absolutely, man. Was Coach Kopp, is he still coaching with you guys?
He had to resign, but no.
I heard him on the radio today. I was just he called the radio game. I was just curious, but stand by, Gary. 1 minute. I want to get Coach Washington up in here because I've been having some connection problems with him, and I don't want to lose him. So just give me 1 second. Mikey.
Yo.
Yo, what's up, my guy?
What up, man?
It's a party up in here. We got Coach Goodhart up in here. Emerson's up in here. You know what I'm saying?
Gary,
I watch you.
Emerson, what up?
Yo, the end of that Hendy game, man. You was trying to pull it. You were trying to pull it out, man. You guys need a kicker. so you don't have to go through that 2-point conversion at the end. Talk about it real quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, shit. We've been struggling with a kicker all year. We got a kicker. We got a kid who kind of splits time with soccer. It's a little hard to get him involved. So it's unfortunate that we took the L, but I think it just goes back to scoring in the red zone, man. I think we're fine. I think if you watch the game, you see that we're fine. I think it's just kind of punching it in the red zone. And I take responsibility, man. No matter, we got to find a way to get in. We get down there twice. We don't capitalize. We go into the half 0-0. You know what I'm saying? And I think Hendy's a primary, fourth quarter team. So I think kind of letting it get to that point was where our downfall was. And, we just got to capitalize when we get down there, man. I think that's kind of just the theme.
And that unsportsmanlike penalty, I think, what was it, 4th down, that gave Hendricken, good position. How did that happen?
Just discipline. Kids losing their cool. Shit gets hot. Is Bernard's is his first game back, from a sprained MCL. So I don't really, I don't want to say I don't really fault him for it, but I think the emotions just got the best of him. He's usually a kid who kind of does a good job with controlling his emotions. So it is what it is.
All right, Mikey, man. Yo, Emerson, you got anything you want to say to Coach Washington before we let him get his gas and stuff?
Yeah, Mike, just say, hey, man, listen. So Mike, hey, listen, you play one of the top teams in the state within.
Yeah, he kind of lost him, but he said you played the top team in the state.
That you need to right, and not that you need to repeat what I told you when I saw you during the summer, but just keep that in the back of your head.
Oh, Fred, man, we're gonna keep working, and I think one of the best thing about this whole thing is we kind of get to see everybody else again in the playoffs. I think Division I is obviously very close. All games kind of decided by the last possession in these last couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? So I think we're all kind of just getting set up for that playoff, and I think it obviously can go anybody's way at this point. A few things go right on our hand. Maybe I'm answering this call a lot happier. So playoffs in 2 weeks. We got NK next week. We're on there next, but nonetheless, we got a pretty good semifinal. We kind of got to get ready for. It's either going to be LaSalle or Hendricken, depending on how we finish next week. So yeah, man.
And NK just won 34-14. They beat Cumberland. Cumberland loses 3 in a row.
Oh, that's
all
tough.
right, Coach. I'll let you go. We're gonna chat it up with Coach Goodhart. So we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all be easy. Hey, Gary, good win tonight, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Everybody
Emerson,
just
be
gets
easy.
happier
Mikey,
when
be easy,
Glasgow
man.
loses. All right, Mikey.
Mike. See ya.
All right, fellas. Yep.
Did you just say everybody's happy when Glasgow loses?
They get happier.
No.
No, I'm just kidding.
No.
Shout out to Glasgow. They got some ballers over there. Some of the kids on there, I really get a lot of respect for. I just joke around with the coach.
Jordan Duke is special, man.
Yeah, I got to tell you, first and foremost, you just beat a really good football team today, and that's much respect for you for getting that done. I mean, Glasgow is they're a team that has a lot of athletes and really get it done, and you pulled out a victory over them today. So, congratulations to that, and again, just keep doing what you're doing down there, doing good things.
Thank you, Emerson. I appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. What is it? The Duke kid. He's so big and he's just hard to tackle. And I think you explained it best with nose over toes.
He has on all the backs I've seen. I mean, I've been here quite a few years now. It's our 5th season, but he's only a sophomore and his balance is insane. Like the kid, he never truly gets off balance. His feet, they're always underneath his face. Like I call it nose over the toes because his nose is always over his toes. Doesn't matter where he is on the field or how he gets hit. He just somehow manages to keep his feet underneath him. He's incredible. And he's only a sophomore, so he's 6'1", like 220, and that kid he's the real deal. I'm telling you, next 2 years in this state, he's going to be a problem.
Coach, I've been looking at a lot of the freshman kids. Nate Petrarca, I think he's, I'm saying he's newcomer of the year. If there was freshman of the year, I say Nate Petrarca is definitely a hands-in. What type of player is he?
Well, he had over 100 yards rushing tonight. So, I mean, he's 6'1", 6'2", 180 pounds, and he's a very violent runner. He's not bad on defense, but I think his true position is running back. He's just very violent and aggressive, and he's got a really good burst. His legs are so long, he can take these amazingly long strides, and he gets up to speed really quick. So, I mean, he's got good vision too. And for a kid who's only a freshman, it's pretty insane to see how he plays with a bunch of varsity kids.
And up to 5 games, he had 355 yards with, I think it was 4 touchdowns. Now, I don't know what he did last week, so now that puts him close to 500 yards. I don't think there's another freshman that has the type of numbers that Nate Petrarca has.
Yeah, he did. He had right around 100 yards tonight, maybe a little more. We fed him the ball because most of our starters on defense were trying to make sure they could get a rest when we get on the offense. So Nate, we took him off the defense because we're healthy now, so we got a lot of the other kids in. So Nate was going onto the field completely fresh on offense, and I mean, those fresh legs carried us tonight.
You had one of the toughest 3-game stretches with some tough teams, and you came out of it 0-3. And it looks like you're kind of in the driver's seat right now. How stressful was that time period?
I know I try not to make excuses, that, but it was really tough because when you're not playing with all your starters, for consecutive weeks. I mean, we lost the guy early in the season with dislocated elbow early in the preseason. Then the first game of the year, we lost a kid with a hamstring, and it just kept on just happening. Another kid with a knee injury, then another kid with another knee injury, then a kid with a concussion. There's weeks we're playing without 5 starters, and it doesn't make it easy, and it's no excuse. You still got to have the next man mentality, but we kind of got light numbers, so there's a lot of times we're playing 3 freshmen on defense or four freshmen on defense and trying to get those same kids to play offense, and it's really hard to win like that. And I mean, the season goes a little bit different. Maybe we're sitting in a different position, but I can't go back in time. We got those kids back, and tonight it looks like it showed a little bit on how talented we could be with how we could play at full strength. And I think the kids did a really good job tonight, and Coach Jerv did a good job with the defense. He did a really good job executing the game plan.
And now you have to face Tolman right now. They pick up the win, so Tolman is sitting 3-3. How important is this game, and how do you get your kids prepared for a game like this? Because
who did they play tonight?
They played Tollgate.
Tollgate. Oh, what was the final score? Do you know?
I think it was like 33-0.
Okay.
It was something like that.
It's one of those things where we talk about playoff mentality every week, because for us, it's you can't lose. It's one of those things. If you guys want to be in the playoffs, you can't lose at all. So you got to focus on the game at hand and the task and the game plan. And playing a team like Tolman, they're a good team. They got really good players. They got good athletes. They're big up front, and they're gonna play some power football, and they can throw it around if they need to. And we gotta come up with a game plan, and hopefully we can come up with the right one, because it's not going to be an easy game. And, for our seniors, every week, that's what it's about, is trying to get the seniors one more week. And, that's what it is, trying to get into the playoffs. And it sucks we're in this position, but we did it to ourselves, and now we got to dig ourselves out of the hole.
Absolutely. I don't have all the scores, but I think Lincoln lost today. I know Moses Brown beat West Warwick 22-14. I think it was who played Lincoln? Middletown, right?
Yeah, Middletown.
Yeah, Middletown beat Lincoln. And I think that was a tough loss for Lincoln, especially right now. Yeah, so the division is really going to get interesting. Pontegant's at 1 on the other side. I think Pilgrim and Johnston are still battling it out, but it's getting interesting, Coach Goodhart. Emerson, you have anything for Coach Goodhart?
Yeah, just keep plugging, buddy. You're doing good. Just keep at it, and you guys have Tolman next week.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. You guys have different styles, and it's going to be good to see that battle. So again, best of luck to you next week, and I'll see how you guys do.
Thank you.
There we go, Gary. You going to any games tomorrow?
I don't know. We have all this homecoming parades and festivities tomorrow. I mean, as the head coach, I guess I got to be making an appearance, all that stuff. So
I don't know, man. Scouting over parades, Gary.
What games are going on? What games tomorrow? Is it like Terre Haute or?
Oh yeah, I assume it's gonna be chat. I could pull up the tomorrow's games. I got them up on the.
Sure, I've been so focused on this week. It's just been.
Absolutely, yeah, nah, definitely. I was just curious. I'm sure you can get one of your assistant coaches. Hey, you got a parade to go to today.
I mean, we got Tolman next week, and then it looks like if we can pull it out, then we would have to play Moses Brown at this point, first round.
Yeah, Moses Brown looks very good. Craddock, Anderson, what a big interception today. West Warwick really tried. It was a great game, 22-14. We had West Pennington on earlier. Guess what, Gary? I got to break the news to you today. Eric Roop was a guest on my show today.
Oh my God.
Yes, I get that. I've been getting that a lot.
Did you cordial? Were you cordial, Mikey?
Yes, I was. You got to go back and watch it. It was this.
I'm impressed with you.
Interview.
I'm very impressed. Good job.
And yes, you know what? We both have kids and stuff, and it's like we all have the same common goal. Like I was telling Emerson, to make better football in the state. And everyone has their own job to do. And yes, we keep it entertaining, but too many people take some of this stuff way too personal. And, it's just, it gets out of hand sometimes when everybody all of a sudden wants to set up a 3-round fight. Come meet me. Let's talk about our friendship. Not that Eric did that, but he's still my son, and
I got to give you credit. Hey, that's a good job. I'm proud of you guys. At least if you don't have to bury the hatchet, so to speak, but at least you guys are cordial. That's all that really matters.
Yeah, and it's about pushing Rhode Island football, and who knows the future. This is what it's about, because we all have that Jones for local football talk. We talk sometimes. Me and you could talk for an hour talking about game film and football and
Hey, whoever signs the treaty first, hey, you gotta, that's what it's all about.
That's right. But Coach Goodhart, thank you, man. Congratulations, Coventry Oakers. They, great coach in Coach Goodhart. I hope everybody in Coventry appreciates everything that Gary has done, because since I met Coach Goodhart, he's been nothing but respectable, and he just really cares about them kids in Coventry. I just wanted to, I hope they appreciate you, Gary.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Mikey. Those are kind words. Thank you so much.
All right. Talk to you soon.
See you, fellas. Thank you.
See you, Gary.
I got to say, Emerson, the amount of work that Gary does up there in Coventry, every school, if they have a coach that does half of what Coach Goodhart does for their program, they are lucky.
Yeah, I mean, he's really done a good job there, and he doesn't get the credit that he truly deserves, I feel. He's one of them coaches that just goes in every day and knows football and really knows how to push his kids the right way, and it's just evident with how they are and how they do things. So much respect to him and what he's doing for the Coventry community as a whole.
Absolutely. Like he brought that up to me, that nose over toes. I haven't heard that in so long.
Right.
That saying, and I haven't heard many coaches even talk about that. Not that I'm saying they don't know about that, but it's just something you don't hear every day. And I think things like that make separate some of these coaches. Just little, just knowing. Just knowing, having that education. But another great one, Emerson. Thank you. Appreciate it. 401 Strength and Fitness. What's going on at the gym this week?
Just my regular classes. We're actually going to start. We're going to start our winter schedule the week after November. A week after Thanksgiving. So we're really starting to get geared to get football players back in. Our new schedule will be out about another week or so, and then we're gonna get going. It doesn't stop. All day long is I'm thinking about better ways to get these kids in shape. Get them strong, get them explosive, and make them better athletes. And that's obviously I specialize in football, but there's all athletes who come through my door. I really want to get them, the best shape possible and, most strength and most explosive they could be. And really so just get after it in all the sports they're in. So, anyone that hears this, if you're interested in some off-season training, please check me out at 401 Strength and Fitness is www.401strengthandfitness.com.
Absolutely. And parents, if your son that you're looking at right now on that couch is a candy ass and just wants to play video games, you say, I got to get that boy in shape. Bring him the 401 Strength and Fitness, drop him off, and he's going to come out looking completely different. Tell him, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? There's no.
Absolutely.
So let's get these. And there's plenty of kids on the couches that need to be working out. Get in that gym. I seen what you did with the Charo, man. I was amazed by the work you did.
Thank you. And he honestly was definitely one of my bigger projects because he's in college, and he came in and really just worked, and obviously showing him technique and he definitely got more explosive. He needed to get a few pounds off him. He did, and he looked great. And honestly, I talked to the coach to see how he was doing. He told me he was doing well, and I'm definitely glad to be a part of that. High school football. If I can get him in college, I'll get him there too. But I was really happy to see his progress and get it done.
You were surprised by that picture. Remember the picture, the before
Absolutely.
and after. You was surprised.
I was, and I mean, he really pushed. I mean, he was really getting after it in the gym. And I know the first couple times he was out of it, but. He has a motor. Like he just came in and started just going, and I mean he was crushing it, and he was feeling better. He was feeling stronger, definitely more explosive. His first and second step were really good. He was really getting after it. So it's a credit to him and his his work ethic for getting that done.
All right, man. But before we let you go, the coach wanted to send in this.
I mean, I don't know what you want me to tell that. Everybody's like, football's a team game. Okay, it's not a team game. Okay, I did my part. All right, I put in a great game plan. I mean, these players, they're horrible. My players are no good. I mean, everyone's like, no excuses. I got 22 excuses. 11 on my offense and 11 on my defense. Our offensive coordinator is terrible. He gets half of his plays off of Madden rookie mode. I mean, the guy is no good. Do we have a chance next week? No, we don't. We're 0-8. We're not good at football. Red zone defense is like Oprah. Like, you get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You get a touchdown.
Everybody gets a damn touchdown this week.
Wow.
We have to actually.
Wow.
I don't know who that coach would be, but that was pretty good. That was more of a comical skit that's been around a while. That's pretty good. You know what? Madden got some good. I bet a lot of coaches get their plays from Madden.
So I'm not gonna lie to you, Mike. A lot of these youth coaches do, and that's a big problem. Like Madden is not okay. So it's good. Yeah, you can score 100-something on Madden and kill the computer on all Madden and whatever, and that's all well and good. But none of that really equates to what's going on the field. So we definitely have an issue with that here in Rhode Island with youth football, but I don't want to get into that now because that'll be another.
Oh yeah, Emerson, it's been a great week, man. There's been some great football games today. Tune in tomorrow. We're gonna have some more great footballs, man. We got some great off-season footballs coming up, so we're gonna be talking year round. So don't go nowhere. Get out to 401 Strength and Fitness. Emerson, appreciate everything. Till next week. Appreciate it.
All right, Mike.
All right. Talk to you later, Emerson. Thank you. There we have it. Emerson Kilgore. A couple short videos to end the night.
They didn't sugarcoat us. They just said what it was. In this new generations, we can't truly be like our coaches was because y'all can't handle it. Because y'all a little softer. Y'all was raised a little different. Y'all was coddled a little more. In this day and age, you can't say certain things to certain people, to certain ethnicities, to certain social climates. You can't say certain things or you'll be scolded or you'll be blackballed or you'll be pretty much written off. Because once upon a time, a coach would look you.
I love what Mikey does. Sometimes I'm like, yo, you over the edge, TMZ with it. But
the boy gonna do you something nasty.
When I drop you off, you never see your father. Saw 48 hours of the week. It's not enough for us to speak. It's not enough for me to teach. I wanna hug you. You're out of reach. You're so far away. I just want you here with me. Just know this wasn't up to me. Driving from your mama crib, I find it hard to breathe. Hard to tell you what I mean, but I never wanna leave. There's things I must protect you from. I only can 2 days out the week. I only feel like a man on them 2 days out the week. Rest of the time, I'm on my grind. Sometimes I forget to eat, but I'm hungry, baby daddy, eat the street. I'd live in the hole if it meant you could live free. I'd let go of my soul.